Tonight, before you close your eyes and go to sleep, I want you to think about something strange. What if the way you sleep is completely unnatural, not unhealthy, not dangerous, just different from what humans were originally designed to do? Most people believe that a perfect night means sleeping for 8 hours straight without waking up. But for thousands of years, humans did something completely different. They slept twice. And if you sometimes wake up at 2 or 3 in the morning for no reason, your brain might be trying to tell you something ancient, something almost forgotten. To understand why, we need to travel back to a world without electricity, a world where night was truly dark, no phones, no television, no streetlights, no glowing screens, just darkness, the kind of darkness modern humans almost never experience. Today, if your room goes dark, you simply flip a switch. But for almost all of human history, that switch didn't exist. When the sun disappeared, the world disappeared with it. You couldn't see your own hand in front of your face. The stars filled the sky. The wind became louder. Every strange sound in the distance suddenly mattered. Night wasn't just nighttime. It was another world, and humans feared it. Because in that darkness, predators ruled. Lions, wolves, hyenas, creatures that could see perfectly, while humans struggled to see anything at all. So after sunset, most people stayed close together. They gathered around fires, and those fires changed everything. Not just because they provided warmth, not just because they scared away predators, but because they gave humans something they had never truly possessed before: extra time. For the first time in history, people could remain active after sunset. They could talk, laugh, share stories, teach children, pass knowledge from one generation to the next. The campfire became the world's first classroom, the world's first movie theater, the world's first social network. Every civilization began with stories, and many of those stories were born around a fire. But something even more fascinating was happening later in the night, when everyone finally went to sleep. For centuries, historians noticed something strange while reading old diaries and letters. People kept mentioning first sleep, and then later, second sleep. At first, nobody paid much attention. Researchers assumed those phrases meant something else, but they appeared again, and again, and again, across different countries, different centuries, different languages. The pattern was impossible to ignore. People would go to bed shortly after sunset, sleep for around 4 hours, wake up naturally, remain awake for 1 or 2 hours, then go back to sleep until morning. This wasn't considered unusual. This wasn't insomnia. This was normal life. In fact, people often used those quiet hours in the middle of the night for thinking, praying, writing, or simply lying awake in silence. Imagine that. No notifications, no alarms, no endless scrolling, just your thoughts. Many people even believed that the middle of the night was the best time for reflection because the world was completely still. Then something unexpected happened. Modern science accidentally rediscovered this forgotten pattern. Researchers placed volunteers in an environment without artificial light. No phones, no television, no electric bulbs, nothing. Just natural daylight and darkness. For several weeks, participants lived the way humans once did, and something remarkable happened. Without anyone telling them what to do, they began sleeping in 2 separate phases. 4 hours asleep, a period of quiet wakefulness, then another period of sleep. The same pattern described in centuries-old records. It was as if an ancient program hidden deep inside the human brain had suddenly switched back on. Even more surprising, participants reported feeling calm during the period between sleeps. Not stressed, not anxious, not frustrated. Peaceful, reflective, almost meditative, which raises an uncomfortable question. What if waking up in the middle of the night isn't always a problem? What if part of us was built for it? Of course, modern life changed everything. Streetlights arrived. Cities stayed awake longer. Then came electric lighting. And suddenly, humans gained control over the night itself. Darkness stopped being darkness. The sun could now stay on long after sunset. And while that brought enormous advantages, it also changed something fundamental. For hundreds of thousands of years, human bodies followed the rhythm of the sun. Now they follow the rhythm of screens. A bright phone at midnight sends signals to the brain that it's still daytime. Your body delays sleep hormones. Your internal clock becomes confused, and the ancient rhythm that guided your ancestors slowly fades into the background. Most people never think about this, because modern life feels normal. But from the perspective of human history, modern life is incredibly new. If the entire history of humanity were compressed into 1 year, electric light would appear only in the final few minutes before midnight on December 31st. Everything before that happened in darkness, which means your brain was shaped by darkness far longer than it has been shaped by light. Maybe that's why some people feel strangely peaceful sitting around a campfire. Maybe that's why staring at stars feels different than staring at a screen. Maybe that's why waking up in the middle of the night sometimes feels oddly familiar, as if part of you has been there before. Because in a way, it has. For thousands of generations, your ancestors lived according to rhythms that modern society has almost forgotten. They gathered around fires, shared stories, slept twice, and spent part of the night awake beneath the stars. Tonight, if you wake up in the middle of the night and glance at the clock, don't panic. Don't immediately assume something is wrong. Instead, remember this. For most of human history, that moment wasn't considered a mistake. It was simply part of being human.